Identity is a unique combination of characteristics, beliefs, and values that define who we are as individuals. It's not just about how we see ourselves, but also how we interact with the world and how the world perceives us. Our identity is shaped by personal, cultural, and social experiences, and it can evolve over time. Understanding our identity helps us better grasp our choices, relationships, and sense of belonging in different communities.
The construction of identity is relevant because the individual can be part of society and learn by observing their surroundings, and with this they gain experience and they start to have a distinct perspective so they can act within it. With this, they feel unique and different, meaning that they can be identical to himself. The actors in the construction of identity are the subject, that is the individual. Second, we have the collective, that are the social groups where individuals belong and are essential for identity formation. And third, we have the cultural reference, that are myths, cultural figures, and others. The structural condition can be seen as the social identity theory that explains social categorization, category accentuation effects, social identification, and last, we have social comparison and positive distinctiveness.
The construction of identity based on internal and external perspectives can completely shift the view and recognition of ourselves as human beings. This can be related to one of the most vulnerable groups in Mexico, the working class. This can be attributed to the famous sculpture by Rómulo Rosso, El Pensamiento, which in today's era of cancellation and stereotypes, as well as years of international misinterpretation, can depict a view of a Mexican as a lazy and unmotivated person. However, in the original idea, both in sculptures and paintings, it represents a Mexican as someone who's giving his life and time to the rich, being completely unattended by their landowners or bosses and completely fatigued, even though they are working as much as hard as them.
This can be confirmed on this graph, where Mexico has the most hours of work time in those countries. And not only that, Mexico has the worst salaries. This gives proof of how Mexicans are not recognized properly according to their work in comparison with other countries. Another reason this stereotype may be developed is in Mexico's origin, as several important figures has this reasoning. One example is Francisco Clavijero, who stated in his book, Historia de la Antigua o Baja California, that habitants were rude, short-minded, and lazy due to a lack of stimulus, among many other things. This general thinking of the important figures in the past may be a precursor of our current image. There's also an explanation in current world. Several forms of entertainment keep this image as a Mexican being lazy. For example, in the TV show Speedy Gonzales, even though Speedy has a proactive demeanor, he is presented as the exception, as almost every other character is depicted as lazy or unable to think by himself. Other example is the famous song La Cucaracha, which was an adaptation of a European song dedicated to explain how Mexican armies work, stating that we are unable to work unless there is a fuel as of marijuana or alcohol.
Some consequences of this false identity are, for example, label discrimination. This because of the very low salary they have and the number of hours they work in relation to other countries. This according to a study by World Population Review Organization and shown by El País. Another example is self-esteem and social perception in Mexico. According to a study by Identities in Mexico, revealed that 30% of Mexicans consider that their social group receives unequal treatment in their workplaces. All these consequences make Mexicans feel like inefficient workers and affect their self-esteem, making them undervalued despite their hard work.
In conclusion, to eradicate a false identity in a global society, two concrete actions can be taken. The first one is representation and media regulation. Because today, the media plays a crucial role in shaping public perception and should therefore be regulated to ensure that it provides respectful representation of different social groups. And the another action would be for education system to be reformed to include better representation of these different social groups. And as we see in this video, it's a very broad topic and there is a lot of learn, but it always be about moving to action. Thank you.